Hello, everybody. I have a kitty in the window, and I want to show you guys something. This kind of puts the Midwest into perspective. Yeah, it's a bit blustery out. I don't like it. Hello, Auntie M. Hello, Manuel. Hello, C-Rex. Oh, hello, Ava. She was alerting me that she was there. She's like, "Hey, lady, I've not gotten my treats yet. What are you doing? Showing everybody outside without giving me treats? How dare you? I needs me my blue buffalo." May I continue? Hello, Nana Laura. Hello, Eileen Carlin. Hello, Jerry Matthew Boyd. Yes, the Midwest is snowed in. Hello, Mortimer Duke. Manuel, my offer still stands. 100%. Hello, Mark Addie, honey. Hello, madam. How you doing, sweetie? Hello, Linda Applegate, honey. Hello, Wire Mother. Good to see you. Hello, Chris. Hello, Farkin Prestige. It's so good to see you guys. I had to take yesterday off after that full day's marathon. That was a lot. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. And the movie in Discord. Yeah, it was a great day. But I definitely needed to rest. And today, like, I've tried going out and pushing snow off my desk or off my deck with the shovel, but my legs are numb as a stump. Like, they, you know, when your hand falls asleep if you lay on it wrong. That's what my legs do when my nerves are pinched goofy. And like usually I can just sit on my spinal relief pillow that I got my butt pillow, but that's not even doing the trick today. So, like, I could literally just with my legs right now. I don't think that's a good thing. But it's been happening, like, I don't know, for a few months now. Just one of the progressions, I guess, of the pinched nerves. So hopefully it'll get through this phase and move on to something else. I always say that, and then the something else sucks worse than whatever it was that I was dealing with before I said something else. Well, that's because it technically just started. I came on a minute and 47 seconds early so that I could say hello and show everybody the snow outside. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. But I could not watch one more body cam video that night. I got done and I went straight to bed. I was out. And then I woke up and started getting things ready to post on Spotify. And because I have to download the stream and then convert it into an MP4 file in order to upload it. And by the way, the 6 hour and 47-minute marathon is too big of a file to post on Spotify. So I'm going to have to break that up into 2 files maybe in order to post it on Spotify. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Yep. That's what came out of my mouth. You know it. I do not. I have not a single sponsor. If I did, then you would hear me say, "This stream is sponsored by," and then I would go off about, Raycon or the Wellness Club or what are some other good ones? Bearskin or the hmm. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, that should stop that. I I don't monetize my live streams, but sometimes I forget to turn it off until somebody says something about ads, and then I remember. But it's only happened like I think 3 or 4 times. I think in over 3 years of streaming. That's a pretty good ratio right there. Right? Yeah. But I don't want people to get ads on my live streams. I'd rather they be current, you know? I don't want them to be stuck 15 seconds behind, every half hour or so because that just isn't fair. I have to have it. For what I do, I have to have it. Well, it's a tax write-off for me, so I don't get back everything that I spend on it, I'm sure, but I don't really have a choice. I agree, 100%. Well, I didn't have cable. Like, when I first got my house, I refused. I was not paying for cable. I had said that long before ever even buying my house. I was like, whenever I get out on my own, no roommates, no nothing, my own house, I am not paying for cable. Oh my God, Ava! Ava! Oh, oh, Ava! Out! 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 Oh, 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 that's just wrong. Oh, man. Oh, manual new. Oh, my nose is burning. I don't know about that. Hello, Squishy. Oh, it might as well have been. Oh, I gotta check and make sure. Oh, she rendered something. Oh, foul. Oh my gosh. Always during like blizzards and things where I can't take her out or leave the windows open. Always. Oh my gosh, I went to click it and the chat jumped. Yes. Oh, buckets. Oh, the jury is still out. Oh man. Okay. Wow. Oh, we now resume to our regularly scheduled programming. My eyes are watering. Oh, Earl ran for the window. Or Billy ran for the window. Earl ran for the door. Oh, man. I blame Blue Buffalo. Oh, hello, Earl. Good to see you, buddy. Just point that in another direction. I can't take any more. Oh, so anyways, tonight, we have an absolute Neanderthal to watch. Like those cartoon mists, but they're green. Hello, Spider-Man, honey. Yeah, they seem to. They seem to. That's why C-Rex had asked if I had sponsors and why there were ads popping up. But I got them turned off now. So, if everybody just hits the button that says live, it'll if you had any ads pop up, just hit the live button and it'll bring you current. Oh, yeah. So, um, no, I would have blamed Manuel before you. He's the fart king. um okay, so the video tonight, the video. Oh man, way to get off track. Thanks, Ava. The guy that we're gonna watch tonight, I think he's the third case in, but he is absolutely ridiculous. He's over the top with this. And let me just say this. If you believe that race or racism is the reason why you will never get anywhere, you are correct. But not for the reasons you think. That is all I just have to put on there about this guy. That was my door notification going off, saying there's motion detected. It's probably detecting the snow.
Okay, we're here for our probation violation hearings. Our first case is going to be Malik Sims, and that's you, correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
The record should reflect that Mr. Sims is present in the courtroom today. He has his counsel, Ms. Sierra C., present with him. We have Ms. Yeager here from the probation, or prosecutor's office, I should say, and Mr. Bennett from the probation department. The defendant appeared on October the 8th to address the allegations of probation violation, specifically not completing the batterer's intervention program. He entered a denial. Bond was set at $5,000, cash surety 10%. The defendant posted that, applied for court-appointed counsel, and that's why we're here with Ms. C. Ms. C, are we to have a contested hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Sims is going to admit to failing to successfully complete the program?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is that true, Mr. Sims?
Yes, sir.
You realize you don't have to admit to anything, right?
I understand.
Okay, and I'm not trying to talk you out of anything, I just have to verify you're doing it of your own free will.
Yes, sir.
As you sit before me, just like when you were originally sitting before me, I have to presume that you didn't do what they say you did. Well, you didn't do what they say you didn't do, I guess. In other words, you're presumed to not be in violation of your probation, just like you were presumed to be not guilty originally. Do you understand that? It's still the state's burden to prove that you were in violation, although the level of burden of proof is lower. Instead of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, it's proof by a preponderance of the evidence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to have a hearing where you could confront your accusers, subpoena your own witnesses to compel their attendance, and you wouldn't have to testify, and it wouldn't be held against you if you didn't. Do you understand that? If you admit, however, you're going to give up your right to that hearing and the other rights that go along with that, the state would no longer be required to prove anything in order for me to find you in violation of your probation terms, and we would proceed to what we would call disposition in this setting, aka sentencing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, the most serious penalty that I could impose upon you would be to just say, that's it, Mr. Sims, you're going to serve the balance of your suspended jail term. But I could also have you serve part of that and then resuspend part of the suspended sentence and put you back on probation. I could just continue you on probation without actually ordering that you serve any of the suspended jail time under the same terms and conditions. I can add terms and conditions that you'd be required to follow. And I could extend the period of time that you're on court supervision up to 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, has anybody threatened you in any way or promised you anything to get you to admit to the violation? Are you under the influence of anything right now? Are you satisfied with Ms. C's advice and representation?
I'm still trying to understand what's going on. That's all.
Okay. But you've had an opportunity to talk with her and figured,
Not really.
did you want to take a recess so you and she could have an additional opportunity to discuss the matter?
We're good, Your Honor.
What's that?
We're good to continue.
Okay. All right. And then, let's see, Mr. Sims, did I ask if you're under the influence of anything?
Yes, sir.
And are you?
Yes, sir.
Are you a citizen of the United States of America? All right, very well. Court finds the admission and the waivers to be knowing, intelligent, voluntary. The court will accept the same and find that the defendant is, in fact, in violation of his probation terms on that basis. Let me take a quick look here at the submission by the probation department, and then I'll give everybody an opportunity to be heard before I make any decisions. Okay, so I've had an opportunity to review the materials provided by the probation department to the court. Ms. C., what would you like to say on behalf of Mr. Sims?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Sims acknowledges that he did in fact violate his probation. He knows he made a poor choice in not completing the program that he was ordered to complete. He has gotten into counseling. He does that 2 times a week with grow therapy over telehealth, I believe. He is working full-time at Jimmy John's, and he's putting a lot of effort right now into working on getting his kids back. I believe he's trying to get joint custody of his oldest children in Columbus, and then he's also working on getting his kids back from Licking County as well. He has good family and friends support, and he's trying to get his life back on track as of right now, Your Honor. So we would ask that either his probation be terminated or he be allowed to continue on probation, continue his counseling and working on getting his children back at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. C. Mr. Sims, you have a right to address the court before I make any decisions. You're not required to. Is there anything you want to say here?
Just that I'm just trying to make everything better and get back on progress with my life. I've had a couple ups and downs in the last year, honestly, with everything, but it's no excuse for everything that I've been doing. But I am prepared to get everything back in order. I need my kids back. I need my life back on track. It's just a lot, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Ms. Yeager, did the prosecution wish to be heard regarding disposition here?
Your Honor, we would defer to probation, please.
All right, and I've had the opportunity to review your bench memo, Mr. Bennett. Is there anything that you'd like to add to that?
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
All right, so the defendant bonded out almost 2 months ago, correct?
I
I believe on October the 9th?
Yes. Your Honor.
And was he ordered to report subsequent to posting bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
And has he done so?
He has reported in. He did miss his office visit yesterday, but that's the only one that he has missed.
How about the drops?
Drops. He has been reporting in. He was to report in yesterday. He didn't show for his office visit, so he didn't drop yesterday either.
What was his, has he tested positive for any substance since the posting bond on the 9th?
THC, and on 10/29 and 11/20 he tested positive for alcohol.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and drop Mr. Sims real quick today, find out what the results are, and then
Actually, Your Honor, he
he did drop this
He
morning.
did drop today. He was positive for THC.
Okay. Do you have a medical marijuana card?
No, sir, I don't. But I had it today. It's just been in my system. If I have to get one, that's not a problem.
Well, the court would note that the positive tests were not just for alcohol and THC over the course of the defendant's supervision by the probation department. The defendant on a number of occasions tested positive for cocaine. I'm mindful of the fact that the defendant has other obligations and other goals and aspirations. But I'm also mindful of the fact that the defendant was given more than one chance to do what he needed to do. I mean, the fact that he was told in no uncertain terms after his first termination from the BIP program about how strict they were going to be to enforce the attendance and then simply not showing up. The fact that the defendant didn't make it in yesterday for his scheduled appointment leads me to believe that at this point, the defendant, whether he protests to be ready to comply, I don't think it's fair to the probation department to make them continue to work as hard as they have, hoping that he will eventually. Mr. Sims, I want you to be able to get back on track with your children and your job and your everything else, but you have to deal with the reasons why you wound up in this courtroom first, or nothing else that you have in your life is going to be right for the rest of your life. Do you realize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to impose the 178 days that were previously suspended. I'm going to resuspend 90. I'm going to impose a jail sentence of 88 days today. I'm going to order that the defendant's probation be terminated effective upon his completion of the jail term. Mr. Sims, you don't have to be on probation in order to deal with the reasons that brought you here in the first place, all right? But this is what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do, and unfortunately, the consequence is coming right before the holidays. So at this time, go ahead and have Mr. Sims taken into custody, please.
Remanded the day before Thanksgiving. That's quite the punishment.
Okay, next up we have the Christopher Cornell case. Mr. Cornell, come on up and have a seat. Okay, this is case number 25 CRB 00393, State of Ohio versus Christopher Cornell, and that's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
The record should reflect that the defendant is present in the courtroom today. The defendant has previously appeared on October the 29th to address the allegation of violation. He was without counsel that day. He's without counsel today. Ms. Yeager's here on behalf of the state of Ohio. Mr. Bennett is here from the probation department. The defendant did admit to the violation at that time, but because the court wanted some in-person input from the probation department and to give the prosecutor an opportunity to be heard as well, I continue the matter of disposition until today's date. Mr. Cornell, is there anything that you'd like to say before I make any decisions about what I should do as a consequence for your violation?
I have been going, and I will be honest, I did miss 2 drops. I've always tested clean.
Looks like the defendant was placed under the court supervision back in April on a weapons while intoxicated charge. He had a 90-day jail term with 89 days suspended and credit for 1 day served. The defendant was ordered to abstain from the use of alcohol, illegal drugs, or the abuse of prescription medication. He was ordered to maintain suitable employment and follow any of the rules the probation department set. Is there anything else you want to say before I make any decision here today?
No, sir, I'm just trying to get everything straight, get my life straightened back out.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Yeager, is there anything from the prosecutor's office?
We would defer to probation, Your Honor.
Okay. And I've had an opportunity to review your bench memo from the 28th of last month. Mr. Bennett, is there anything that you want to add to that?
The only thing I'd like to add, Your Honor, it does look like that he did miss his drop on November 13th and November 17th.
So how old are you, Mr. Cornell?
61.
Okay, so it seems to me like they're not alleging that you were, or I don't think, you didn't put anything in your report here about positive drug tests or anything like that. So he's always dropped clean, or is that not accurate?
Your Honor, from what I can see right now, it does look like he has been negative when he does show up.
Okay. So, I guess where I have, what I have a hard time understanding and grasping is the fact that you're the third type of person that gets put on probation. Because there are 3 types that get put on probation. They're the ones who are going to do everything I tell them to do as fast as they can do it so they can get off probation and get the court out of their life. There are those who never intend to do anything I order them to do, but they just don't want to go to the jail on the day of their sentencing. And then there are those who need a foot up their behind in order to get back on track and do what they're supposed to do. And that's why I say that it appears that you're falling into that third category. I would think at your age and with your maturity, you would know how important it is to make this the priority in your life. Because look, I don't care what else you got going on in your life, whether it's a girlfriend or wife, whether it's problems at work, whether you and your friend are fighting, none of those things can put you in jail. There's only one thing in your life currently that can put you in jail, and that's this court. So why you wouldn't make this the priority to make sure that you were doing everything you were supposed to do to avoid the possibility of me throwing you in jail for 3 months is beyond me. So why are you having such a hard time committing to the very basic things of just showing up?
Just one day I had car problems, and the other time I overslept.
Are you covering for Ms. Petchick?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many times have you met Ms. Petchick, Mr. Cornell?
4,
What color hairs does she have?
blonde,
Okay, and how tall is she?
about 5'6".
Okay.
Usually
Now-
it's behind a desk, I can't tell.
Are you retired?
No, I'm working.
You
for
still work?
Johnson.
Where do you work?
I'm a part-time home health aide, and I work full-time customer service at Speedway on Heapin Road.
Okay, the one out by the industrial park or the one down by N Heath?
The one next to Turkey Hill and,
You guys are still open inside, you're just not selling gas right now, right?
right,
Yeah, that's
we'll
what
be
I thought.
should be doing that within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it seems like you've been doing that construction work for quite a while. Well, Mr. Cornell, the fact is that you became court involved because of substance use. I think it was alcohol, was it not, that was involved at the day of the incident, the night of the incident, whatever it was. I guess what I want to say is the only reason you're not going to jail today is because you've been tested negative throughout the time that you've been on supervision and that you haven't had any positive alcohol readings. So I'm going to impose and resuspend your 89-day jail term, put you back on probation under the same terms. Now, if you keep missing appointments, Ms. Pestrick's going to file a new motion, and even if you've still been clean that entire time, that's not going to save you next time, okay?
Yes,
This is
sir.
basic stuff. Get up on time, get to the office. All they're doing is asking you to provide a sample. You've been able to do so when you have appeared and complied with the court's order regarding the abstinence of any use of alcohol or drugs. So the fact of the matter is, do the basic stuff that we're asking you to do, and then you're not gonna have to worry about this anymore, okay? And I'm not sure, yeah, so your probation period is scheduled to end in April of 2026. My hunch is if you wow Ms. Petchik between now and the end of January, you may even get off early, but you're gonna have to step it up, understand?
Yes, sir.
And if she files again, like I said, probably not gonna be any more saving graces, so get this done and get it on with your life.
Yes,
Do you have
sir.
any questions?
No, sir.
I'm gonna order the report down to the probation department before you leave the building, just so you can schedule your next appointment with Ms. Petchik or whoever you need to see down there. But Mr. Bennett, make a point and note to Ms. Petchik that if the defendant does miss any additional drops or office visits, we can always ask, if not a full-blown revocation proceeding, for a status conference for me to inquire with the defendant as to why he's still ignoring the court's orders. All right. Mr. Cornell, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Anything further, Ms. Yeager?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Bennett?
No, Your Honor.
All right, very well. That will be all. You may go to bailiff. And finally, we have Mr. Arnett.
Buckle up, everyone.
This is case number 19 MSC 00019. It's captioned the State of Ohio versus Jacob Arnett. And that's you, correct, sir?
Yeah.
All right. And so Mr. Arnett is present in the courtroom today. He does not have an attorney with him. We have Ms. Yeager here on behalf of the State of Ohio. We have Ms. Akers here on behalf of the probation department. This is an allegation of contempt of the court's order as a component of the defendant's sentence. Looks like he was ordered to complete 20 hours of community service within 90 days of November the 27th of 2017. So exactly 7 years and 364 days ago.
8 years ago, in other words. He had to complete his community service within 90 days of 8 years ago.
Now, the defendant appeared back on, looks like, when did the defendant appear?
He had a contempt hearing, Judge, on October 15th.
Of this year?
Yes.
Was that the initial appearance on the,
He didn't appear for that hearing. He was arrested on September the 12th and released on September the 15th.
okay.
Was given a court date of October 15th, didn't appear, so there was a warrant issued on October 17th.
Okay.
And then
And it looks
that's
like he
what
was
brought
picked
us
up and
here
then
today.
then it was posted today. Okay. All right. So you have a few options here, Mr. Arnett. Oh, I thought I heard you say something. So this is technically your trial. Today's your trial on this allegation that you were in contempt of the court's order to perform those hours. This works pretty much the same as an original charge, like let's say theft, except with one exception. I mean, you have all the same rights you do when you're originally charged with the crime. The only difference is you have a right to a trial by judge, but not by jury. But you also have a right to counsel, and you're eligible to ask the court for court-appointed counsel, meaning no cost to you. And if you qualified, we would do that for you. What is your intention as far as addressing the allegation today?
Well, I'm just going to address it by saying that I may have not have done the actual community service at that time, but last year I spent the entire summer picking up trash while I walked my dog in my town almost every day, and my mother can attest to that. So could every Johnstown cop, because they see me. It may not have been for that specific purpose, but I'm kind of hoping you'll accept it as that purpose, because I did like almost every day for 9 months, just because I got tired of seeing trash lay everywhere.
Well, that's a first. So is it your intention to change your plea from deny to admit to being in contempt of the court's order?
I didn't know I even ever gave an initial pleading on it. I'm not.
That's what I was trying to find as we were going through this.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So I made a phone call to the FCC to complain about the psychopaths on television telling me I need to die because I'm white. And then a couple weeks later, the FBI and 12 cops show up at my house to arrest me on this warrant. Is that not like some kind of civil rights violation or at least for his First Amendment. I mean,
Well, Mr. Arnett, I told you you could ask a question, but unfortunately your question has absolutely nothing to do with what we're here for today.
I
so-
don't know, so I'm just, you know.
Let's see. Sorry, I have to drag an ice cream cone to a penguin. Okay, so his first arrest was in 2020, March the 13th. Okay, so the court issued a warrant, set a $5,000 bond. For some reason, somebody allowed him out on our cognizance. He sent notice for the next court hearing, which was April the 29th.
It looks like he's been arrested. This is his fourth arrest, Your Honor, on the contempt.
Well, for whatever reason, it seems that, and I'm certainly guilty of it, it seems like every single time he appeared after being arrested on a warrant, bond was simply continued. I don't have any reflection that he ever entered an admission or a denial to the allegation of contempt. Do you?
No.
Yeah. So apparently this is an initial appearance, Mr. Arnett, which means at this time you have the opportunity to either admit or deny being in contempt of the court's order. If you deny, I'll go ahead and continue your bond and we'll set it for a new court date. You are eligible to apply for court-appointed counsel. You can hire a lawyer of your choosing. You know, this is punishable by up to 30 days in the county jail and up to a $250 fine. So it's a serious matter. Do you want to have a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do a denial. Can you confirm your address for me, please?
Huh?
Confirm your address for me, please.
35,
Now, I see that you're injured today.
this is permanent.
Oh, it is permanent? Okay, so you receive disability benefits?
No, they won't give them to me because I'm white and I pay taxes.
All right, so today, Mr. Arnett, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to continue your bond as previously said and enter your admission at your request. This will get scheduled for a trial to the court. Now, you have the right to apply for court-appointed counsel. You said you wanted one. My bailiff can assist you with that. And I will say this, regardless of when they were done, well, let me put this out first and foremost. As much as I appreciate you beautifying Johnstown by picking up your trash while you were walking your dog, unfortunately, that doesn't qualify as the community service that the court ordered. However, if you comply with the court's order, even though it's from 2017, before the next time we're here again, then this can all go away. Okay, so it's up to
So I
you.
gotta do 20 more hours of community service.
Well, you have to do the 20 that you were ordered to do originally that it's alleged that
Thank
you
you,
didn't do
Ms.
them. All right, very well. And oddly enough, it's not because you're white. This court stands in recess.
Oddly enough.
All rise.
I just hope that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
We'll now go on the record in case 25, CVG 03416, Mind Management Incorporated versus David Israel, Bianca Porter, and all other occupants. All right. This matter is before the court on an order of continuance directed towards counsel in this matter. Mr. Donahue, you are here covering this case on behalf of Mr. Heyman, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the prior hearing in this matter where that was covered by another lawyer?
I did not, Your
Okay.
Honor. I had not seen it.
Okay. Let me explain to you the history of this case. Mr. Seeby appeared here last time on behalf of Mr. Heyman without authority to settle this case. I specifically ordered Mr. Heyman to appear or to send an attorney with full authority to try and settle this case, to try and or settle this case. Has he done that? Do you have full authority?
Apparently, I have spoken with Miss Roach, and she showed me some emails that the matter has been resolved. I am in the embarrassing situation of my company witness is not present. If it is possible for me to get another continuance, I would ask for that.
Ms. Roche?
So we would object to the continuance because plaintiff has now twice failed to prosecute. We do have an argument for equity. We have all the money orders. We have all the money now, but we have no plaintiff to accept him.
All right.
So we would ask for
Here's what I'm
dismissal.
going to ask. Would you please contact Mr. Heyman's office? That's who hired you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ask them, in this circumstance, if they have full money to pay to your client, and the client isn't present, how do they get it to them to settle this case?
I can do that, John.
Thank you, because, and please, if you speak with Mr. Heyman personally, express my displeasure. I am going to be sending him a show cause order. So you please contact the firm, find out how we do this, because if it cannot be resolved, I will not be granting another continuance. This is a duplication of exactly what I dealt with last time, and it has directly to do with the representation of the plaintiff. So, Mr. Donahue, you and I have worked together for a long time. I got faith in you. Go back in there, call them, and see what we can get done.
I will do that, John.
Thank you. I know you can. All right. Our counsel ready to go on the record in this matter? And what case number is it?
3494.
Thank you. And we'll go on the record in case 25 CVG 03494 SLS Real Estate Holdings LLC versus Anna Waits and all other occupants. And good morning, Mr. Brush, who's present with with his client. And Ms. Roche, are you entering a limited appearance for today? This is a two-cause action.
Yes, Your Honor, for the first cause only.
Then I will enter you as counsel as to first cause only. Has there been a resolution reached?
Yes,
Yes,
there has. We haven't
If I can
agreed yet.
approach with the agreement.
Yes.
Can that window be closed? I can't even see the judge.
Okay. I know the blinds, if we can, right behind her. It's sparkling off your
You
hair.
just are sitting in the particular
It's the
moment.
halo. It's the halo.
Well, the halo effect, I kind of like that.
Thank you.
But this is one moment in time.
I know.
Okay, in
It's worth
3
the sun.
minutes this will be gone.
Yeah,
All right, and
it's not raining today.
limits representation. And so this is a delayed vacate agreement in exchange for a dismissal.
Correct.
And now, we have run into this issue in the past regarding the second cause.
Correct.
You indicate on this agreed entry that you do not waive those claims.
Correct.
Which means that will be scheduled for a trial.
Correct.
Okay, so do you wish to have this?
And we could do a date in sometime, at least in, January or February, if that's possible, just because if we do a dismissal and everything is out and we don't have any damages or whatever, I can dismiss the whole thing then. But I want to reserve in case there's a fire
Certainly.
or whatever. So
And
it's
so
just-
what will happen is we will wait until the date of the operation of the agreement. And if we get word from you that it's been complied with, then we will schedule
Correct.
for the second cause, and then you can let me know whether or not it's resolved.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so, and, so. There was a further term here that the defendant agrees to cooperate by allowing inspections and repairs to the furnace with 24 hours notice.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Right.
and so there are, this ongoing repair needs to be done.
We just want to make sure the pipes don't freeze before it.
The furnace has not been inspected for who knows how long. The service provider has not been able to make appointments to get in to see it. The service contract has expired. And so I need to know if the furnace filter has ever been changed. I need to know if the furnace is functioning. I need to know if the heat vents are open, if they're not covered.
Thank you. And is that why you're here, Toby?
I was asked to come over.
Were you here on this case? Okay. And so this is a situation where you believe that the furnace is not operable because
I don't know. I need it
all right,
inspected,
ma'am,
and
I'm just
and
asking.
there's corrosion on top of the hot water tank that I've been trying to get repaired, and I can't get a service provider in to do that.
All right. And so this agreement, Ms. Waits, you have agreed with 24 hours notice to give access to any of these repair people to take a look at furnace and hot water. Is that what you're agreeing to here?
I guess.
Well, it's not, I guess.
Yes.
You have to say
The law
yes, if that's
Compels
what
you
you're
to
agreeing to.
regardless. So yes.
All right, so then, there are going to be folks sent in here looking at the condition of this property. And, so you need to allow access to the property.
Make access because the doors are practically barricaded shut.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. I would appreciate it if you would allow your attorney to speak on your behalf here today. Thank you. And so, will property maintenance be taking a look here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, people are going to be taking a look and making sure that the premises are in a safe and sanitary condition. And we will pursue that separately. Ms. Waits, this lawsuit against you comes in two parts. The first part is whether or not you have to leave. You've already agreed to vacate these premises no later than 5 p.m. on December 12th. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And the second part is whether or not you owe your landlord any money, and if so, how much. That is not being decided here today. And if that part of your lawsuit is going to go forward, you will receive additional notices. So be certain that you keep the court apprised of your new address.
Okay.
Do you know where you're going yet?
No.
Okay. Because we want to make sure you get all your paperwork and get everything you need for your case. So as soon as you have a new address, you need to let the court know so that we can get in touch with you.
Yes.
All right. And so has your client reviewed this matter, and
Yes.
is she in full agreement with its terms and conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Roche, same. Has your client fully reviewed this agreement, and is she totally in agreement with its terms and understand her deadlines for securing any advantage under this agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then the court will adopt and approve the agreement
Thank you.
and enter it into the record. The parties will receive copies of the agreed upon order. And then, Toby, do you need to speak with the owner?
Your Honor, do you want to go ahead and schedule an on-site date while we're here to, that's up to you.
Yeah, that's
All right,
great.
so
And then that way we can make it all, if you have your calendar available so everyone knows. All right, what date will you be there?
Whatever we can make
If
it
he
happen,
can give
whatever
us
works.
his phone number and card, I can have her, once she schedules it with the furnace person, we gotta give the 24-hour notice.
Well, all he wants to do is go in and look. If it's not anything that they're concerned about, then that's, at this point, no one knows the condition. So you're just going to look
Correct.
at the
Well,
conditions.
He can just set that up with Miss Waits right now.
Right, that's what we're going, that's
That's
what we're
fine.
doing.
We can be available as early as Friday morning, Your Honor.
All right, what time Friday morning? I just want to get a specific time and date with her. So she's understanding it and she's writing it all down. So.
If she's available at 9 on Friday, we can do that.
All right, ma'am, they will be there.
Could I get a little more time than that?
No, ma'am.
No.
Not if there's allegations that there's no heat. And
There's no allegations of that. She just
No.
doesn't know if it's working.
right, the landlord.
working.
Yeah, I want to
But
see
nobody
if. Yeah, I
alleged
understand
that
that.
it
I want to
was
see if
It
there's.
is working.
All right, all right,
And I changed the filters.
all right, and no. The answer is no. They're going to come and look at these issues on Friday. You're in the process of vacating. You are to allow property maintenance Friday morning at 9 a.m. to come in and look. And then you're in the process of vacating so that they can look for prospective tenants. Okay. And then I think we've got that issue straightened out.
That's fine, thank you.
All right. And
Yeah, that just kind of it gave validity to the hoarder claim, I think. For her to be like, yeah, I have to be out December 12th, but can I get more time for the repairman to come in and even look at the furnace? Because I got too much crap I got to get moved. And the landlord had said she's got to make clearance to even get into the house because there's too much stuff. That's not looking good for that tenant. And it's not looking good for what that landlord's going to have to face once the tenant moves out.
Then this matter is adjourned.
Thank you.
The next is case number 25 TRD 9275, State of Ohio versus Sierra Ball. Ms. Ball? Ms. Ball, you're charged with Wayne County driving under non-compliance, suspension, and violation of 4510.16, and classified offense punishable with up to $1,000 fine, up to 500 hours community service. Did you see the tape earlier?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about your rights, ma'am?
No, sir.
And do you have any questions about the pleas available to you?
I was gonna actually ask for community service and driving school. I didn't know my license was suspended. I went to go and get them reinstated. We just.
Well, hang on a
started-
second. Just hang on just a second. Well, how did you not know that your license was suspended?
Well, I know I got tickets, but I didn't know.
Yeah, you got a no driver's license back in August of this year. You got another one in April this year for not having a license.
I didn't know that they would be suspended. I know I was driving without a license, but I didn't know.
It's the same thing. I mean, you were convicted in October of
Yes, sir.
2025 for no driver's license. You were convicted in August of 25 for no driver's license. And you continued to drive.
I would be working or leaving work. I don't just.
Well, you can't drive until you got a license.
I know that. I went to the DMV to try to get everything fixed. I didn't know that it was suspended, which that's why they gave me a number to call, and now I'm in the process.
Well, you just keep driving.
I have not drove since I got this ticket. No,
Well,
I'm not.
you've not got caught. I think
No,
you
my
probably
boyfriend
more.
got his license reinstated, and he drives me everywhere. I don't want to go back to jail. I can't afford to go back to jail. I can't afford to lose a job. I don't have a support system. I will be homeless.
I appreciate your predicament, but when I see that you've been picked up 3 times in 2025 and you tell me you didn't know you're under suspension, that tests your credibility at that point in time. So how do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Court will impose a $150 fine and cost. This is not going to get any better until you correct it, okay? It's going to be, at some point in time, it's going to get to where you're going to end up going to jail again. That's not what I want. It's not what anyone wants. Doesn't serve anybody any good to do that. But you just simply can't keep driving and act like it doesn't exist and come in and tell us that, well, gosh, I didn't know it was under suspension. Well, that dog doesn't hunt very well.
Well, I'm in the process of fixing it now.
What have you done?
I went and I did a, what is it called? I'm sorry, my anxiety is so bad. I just started a payment plan.
Well, that's normally on your record if you've got a payment plan, but I'm looking at your driving record and I don't see that it's on here.
Well, I did pay $10 to do a reinstatement fee and then start a payment plan
Where?
at the DMV.
Okay. Well, the court imposed, like I said, a $150 fine cost. Take this into the clerk's office, ma'am.
Come with me. Yeah. Court now reconvene. May be seated. Thank you. Got it.
Got it.
That thing's kind of dangerous.
Well, when you get old and decrepit, that happens. Next is case number 25 TRD 9276, State of Ohio versus James Bonner. Mr. Bonner?
A little confusing, Your Honor. I was able to talk to Mr. Bonner. The records at the B&B shows that he's still under a failure to reinstate. However, he indicates that he keeps paying the reinstatement fee on a monthly basis, I think. So I suggested to him to get a continuance, which I don't oppose, and go back to the Bureau and say, hey, you guys are still showing that I'm under suspension.
You want to try doing that?
Yes, sir.
You actually talked to a live person at DMV?
Yes, and they called here, and the lady that from the records, I'm assuming, she said that they couldn't really justify why I don't have my license. So she gave me this slip.
You should be commended for one thing, being able to talk to live persons at Bureau of Motor Vehicles, because that's not an
Yes,
easy
sir.
chore.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll continue this matter for 30 days. Is that sufficient, Mike?
Yes.
And reschedule it. You get in touch with the BMV and find out what's going on with them, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for doing what you've done up to this point, okay?
Yes, sir.
That we stand in recess. Thank you.
Come with me, James. Court now reconvene. We're on the record, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the matter of the Village of Utica versus William Clark, case 25, TRD 08944. This matter is scheduled for trial.
This is a fun one.
Mr. Clark has received a traffic citation, and that alleges a violation of codified ordinance 331.19, has entered a plea of not guilty, and sir, I understand you wish to proceed forward to a contested trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Is there an opening statement on behalf of the state of Ohio?
No, Your Honor, we waive that opportunity.
All right. And Mr. Clark, do you want to make a brief introduction, telling me just generally why you're contesting the ticket? And then later on, I'm going to give you a full opportunity to give detailed description, but just generally tell me why you believe you did not violate the ordinance.
Well, Your Honor, it comes down to, I believe, it wasn't just one specific moment that just nulls and voids it, but it was a collective of things going on at that given day where it wasn't just, one thing happened or another, but there was multiple things present in my time driving through the village of Utica, having to use a detour, the condition of the road, the condition of, detour signs being present, those my present focus on those things, and, safely navigating through Utica during this, unique time as I could not use the main road, that proves that I had not violated any traffic violation and that the officer was misinformed in engaging or giving me that citation.
All right, thank you, sir. The state and village may call its first witness.
Thank you, Lieutenant Bell, Your Honor. With this now broken.
May you stand and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God or under penalty of perjury. I do. Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name,
Lieutenant Jonathan Bell, B-E-L-L,
and state your business address, please.
to Ohio 43080.
Thank you.
You may proceed to inquire of your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Lieutenant Bell, what agency are you employed by?
The Utica Police Department.
How long have you been with Utica PD?
It'll be 8 years in January.
8 years in January. And what are your general duties as a Utica police officer?
I'm a canine handler, but also a supervisor and also regular routine traffic patrol, as well as respond to any and all calls for service, including mutual aid.
So you touched on a couple different things, regular calls for service, traffic enforcement. Does that include the Ohio Revised Code?
Correct.
As well as the Utica Local Code, local ordinances?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any specific training with regard to becoming a police officer? If so, when did you?
As far as just becoming a police officer, yes, went to the Basic Police Academy, graduated December of 2014.
Okay. Sure. And do you have any continuing education as a police officer that you have to engage in?
Yes, every year the state requires that we do continual education courses, and varies every year from everything from traffic laws, domestic violence laws.
Sure. A variety of things.
Right.
And are you up to date with your training?
I am, sir.
All right. Did you happen to be working back on October 3rd of 2025?
I was.
Okay. On that date, were you wearing the uniform of the day, such as the one you have on now?
I was.
Maybe short sleeves at that point in time.
Correct.
Were you operating a marked cruiser with a visible functioning light bar?
Yes.
All right. Do you recall where you were on patrol that day?
Yes. At that particular time, I was in the parking lot of the Utica Church of Christ, which is actual physical address is 115 North Central Avenue, and it is at the corner of North Central and Church Street.
So that's in the village of Utica?
Correct.
Licking County, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
All right. And was there an event that was going on that day in the village?
Yes, that entire week we had it's known as the Utica Homecoming Festival.
Okay.
Once the main part of the festival is on State Route 13, the main drag. So in reference, because of that, it detours traffic.
Sure.
Down Church Street to Central, up the Mill, and then back on the 13th.
So when you say detours traffic, so the flow of traffic is altered in some capacity?
Correct.
Just based on the festival, the homecoming, things of that nature. Can you describe for the court how those are detoured? What does that mean? When you say
Yeah, so in this individual's case, he would have been heading originally south on Mount Vernon Road, heading towards Newark. As he approaches the intersection of Church Street, there are road closed signs up. He can't go past road closed signs because there are rides, fair rides, and other festival festivities.
Physical objects in the way.
So in that case, there are, like I said, road closed signs, plus there are also signs up that say detour, and they direct you to make a left heading eastbound onto Church Street.
Okay.
Once you get up to the intersection from Church Street at North Central, there are more signs that tell you to follow the detour by making a right-hand turn heading south on North Central Avenue. That'll take you all the way down about two to 3 blocks down, where it deads in into Mill Street. At Mill Street, there's another detour sign that will instruct you to make a right-hand turn onto Mill Street heading west, and then you get up to the traffic light back on the Main Street, and the final detour sign will instruct you to make a left heading south on 13, and then you have the same detour signs, just vice versa, coming from the south heading north.
So to summarize a little bit, it bumps out traffic flow around the event and then back into 13 eventually.
Correct.
Okay. On that date and time, did you have contact with the gentleman later identified as a William Clark?
I did.
Do you happen to see Mr. Clark here in the courtroom here today?
I do. He is sitting in front of me with the red hair and the maroon gray shirt.
To the other counsel table?
Correct.
All right. Your Honor, I asked the record to reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Clark here today.
So reflected.
Certainly. Thank you, Judge. As far as that contact, can you describe, how did that come about?
Yes, as I said before, I was sitting in the parking lot of Church Street. No, I'm sorry, the parking lot of the Utica Church of Christ. I was facing eastbound, and I was sitting there specifically observing and enforcing stop sign violations, stop sign rules.
Okay.
At the intersection of Church Street and Central. The defendant was heading eastbound on Church Street. He approached the stop sign at the intersection of North Central, and without coming to a complete stop. And how we determine that is watch the tires of vehicles as they approach to stop signs to make sure they stop moving.
Mm-hmm.
His tires did not stop moving. Instead, he made a continuous right turn onto North Central Avenue and headed south. I pulled out behind him, activated my emergency overhead lights to initiate a traffic stop. Individual then pulled over in the intersection of Spring Street and South Central Avenue, and came to a complete stop at that point.
Certainly. Okay, so I'm going to unpack that a little bit because we talked about a bunch of different stuff. The intersection that we're talking about, what kind of intersection is it? Is it a two-way stop, four-way stop? How could you describe that for the court a little bit?
We're talking about the first intersection, Church Street, North
The intersection where the violation occurred.
Okay. Yes, it is, even without the detour, it is a four-way stop.
Okay. And you indicated, you testified that you were looking specifically for stop sign violations.
Correct.
Why were you doing that on October 3rd as opposed to any other day?
That whole week, because I've been there 8 years, as we have found during that particular time, because of the detour, we see a lot of people blow the stop signs there. They also do a lot of speeding through there, and we have a lot of pedestrian foot traffic in the area, walking across the street, kids not paying attention, just running straight across the street.
And the sign that's there, is it the standard stop sign, the big red stop sign that we're familiar with?
So normally, yes. Normally it is, throughout the rest of the year, it is the traditional four-way, normal-sized stop sign. However, during the festival itself, they actually add a secondary, same traditional size stop sign directly underneath the first one.
So there's not one but two stop signs, if I understand your testimony correctly?
Correct, on every single pole on that intersection.
All right. And these stop signs, they're the standard ODOT issued, or I don't know which, agonal, polygon, whatever it is.
Correct.
Regular standard size?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the reflector bar around the outside?
Yes, sir.
All right. What were the road conditions that day, if you recall?
It was a very nice day. I mean, the road conditions were dry.
Okay.
There was a little bit of loose gravel and dirt there because on the curbs of these intersections, due to semi trucks having to be detoured down, they pack the curbs, the sides of the curbs, they kind of build them up with dirt and gravel for that week. That way, to try to prevent the semis from tearing up the curbs.
Was there anything obstructing traffic to that effect due to gravel or anything like that?
No, I mean, there's some gravel on the roadway, but it wasn't obstructing traffic. I mean,
and as far as stop signs, You use the language, did not come to a full and complete stop, talking about, the car itself. What is the requirement under your local code?
Mirrors the Ohio Revised Code, which is the vehicle has to come to a complete and total stop at the stop sign or at the stop bar if there's one.
Okay. And if there's no stop bar, where does the vehicle need to stop?
At the stop sign.
Okay. And you had mentioned looking at the tires. Why do you use the tires as opposed to anything else to make a determination?
Because the tires, if they come to a complete stop, completely stop moving. That's what we look for.
Sure.
A lot of people do what they call a California roll or a rolling stop, where a lot of times they'll look at the speedometer, which will say 0, but the vehicle still rolls through at a slow speed, but still doesn't actually come to a complete stop.
And is there any physical indicator with the vehicle's body itself that you can tell whether or not there's an actual stop?
Normally, yes. Normally, when they come to a complete stop, the vehicle kind of lunges backwards.
Okay. Did you observe that in this
No.
case? Okay. All right. So fast forward a little bit. Where did the car come to rest after you activated your lights?
In the intersection of North Central and Spring Street.
So inside of another intersection?
Correct.
Okay. You approached the vehicle. Who was driving?
The defendant.
All right. Did you identify yourself at that point in time?
I did.
Did you advise him why you had stopped him?
I did.
Did he have any comments or concerns at that point in time?
The only comment he made to me was because upon identifying myself and telling him why I had pulled him over, I also asked him if there was a reason that he had stopped in the middle of an intersection. Once he said something along the lines of the fact that he thought it was an intersection because there's a road closed sign there.
Okay. And what was going on with that intersection in particular?
That particular intersection is closed to local traffic because it's right in front of our PD and it takes you into the middle of this festival.
Okay.
We put a road closed sign there and then we park our cruisers and fire trucks and ambulances are parked right there in that part of the roadway, and there's an empty parking lot right there as well. So there's a road closed sign, so normal traffic can come through, but there's a section that's left open. That way we can get emergency vehicles in and out. That's where they respond from.
Understand. Ultimately, did you issue a citation in this case?
I did.
For what?
For operation of vehicle at a stop sign, which is, I think, the direct wording of the ordinance, so once translates to failure to stop at a stop sign.
Certainly. All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Officer, I just had one question just because I'm trying to visualize the area during that festival time.
Yes, ma'am.
So the description that you gave of the road closed, that was after the intersection that you're saying the violation occurred?
The road closed that he stopped in front of?
Yeah.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
So that was continued, that was not at the same intersection?
Correct, no.
That was further down the road?
Yes, ma'am.
I see, okay. And I always allow counsel an opportunity to follow up if I ask questions. Do you have anything?
No, I think we've covered it, Your Honor. I was going to
Okay.
maybe ask.
Have him to diagram it?
If you could quickly diagram that, just so the court could understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I also think it'll be helpful for the defendant because
Sure.
I think he's trying to point out traffic patterns.
And I don't know which markers are live for
All of them.
dried out.
Are they
They're
all
gonna be-
nice and inked up? Okay, I know it won't be to scale, okay? And I'm just asking for position of where these intersections might be.
So this is North Main or State Route 13.
Okay.
Right here would be where the road closed sign is at. And another one right here. This is Church Street. Right here is Central Avenue, North Central Avenue. This is where I was sitting here, where the stop signs are at. This intersection right here is Spring Street. Here's the PD. Here's another road closed sign right here. Cruisers and fire trucks stuff parked. And here's the final part of the detour, which is Mill Street. And then this is where there's some signs here telling you to go that way. There's some signs here telling you to follow that way.
And if you could just clarify for me too from your testimony, in what so you were, when you pulled out in an attempt to stop the defendant, okay, could you show me the pattern of the traffic? Where was he headed?
Okay. So he was originally headed eastbound here. There's a stop sign here. He then made a right-hand turn heading south. So this is
north is this way. Okay.
I see, okay, that's what confused me.
Yep.
Okay,
So
then,
you made right, you said east here.
and so it's that road closed sign that you were referring to in your testimony. You guys ended up right there, and
Right,
it was
that's
that
where-
road closed sign,
Correct.
not the other one.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct. So this is where we stop, and that's where I make contact.
and there's nothing about that activity, your interaction or where he stopped there, that's part of this citation.
No, that's
It's
fine.
all for
Only stop.
that, the driving behavior that occurred back there.
Correct.
I see.
Yes, I did not give any citations or anything for blocking this intersection.
Okay.
That's-
And that's the stop sign you're alleging he ran. Okay. That gives me a little clearer picture since I'm not familiar with how you close off the streets there. Thank you for doing that. And anything further on behalf of
No,
the
Your Honor,
state?
thank you.
Mr. Clark, do you have any questions you'd like to ask this witness? Be sure to keep your statements in the form of a question.
No questions, Your Honor, to the witness.
All right, thank you. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I understand this officer has been the designee for
Yes, Your
the
Honor.
state. All right, so, officer, as the designated representative for the state, you are permitted to stay in the courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And does the state have any other witnesses to call?
Your Honor, we have no further witnesses. We would rest at this time. Thank you.
All right, we'll turn now to your side, Mr. Clark. So who do you want to go first? You or your witness?
I would like my witness to go first.
All right.
And his name, please?
Matthew Clark.
Follow me out here. You'll see some steps off to your left. Go up those steps. Remain standing and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard to be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God or under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name,
My name is Matthew Clark, C-L-A-R-K,
and state your full home address, please.
Northeast, Newark, Ohio, 43055.
Thank you.
And you may now ask your witness questions. You saw how that worked. Be sure you keep your statements in the form of questions. All right?
What was the conditions of the road, or what was the condition of like driving through Utica that day as we were proceeding through, handling the detour?
Traffic was heavy. There was lots of signs because of the detour. And there was, on the detour part, on that street, on the corner there was this huge pile of gravel that forced drivers to have to, or motorists to have to kind of almost veer to their left.
Sir, I'm just going to briefly interrupt you for a second and ask you to step over to this board, okay, which is a diagram that's been drawn of the scene here. First of all, take a moment, get yourself oriented to the diagram, okay? And could you please, as you're testifying to these conditions, use a different color, just pick any color you want. A different color though, because it's your, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, or red.
Or whatever, yeah, just a different color. And would you mark what you're describing, where it is? First get an orientation to the streets.
So this is north. So yes, we were traveling south, and I think the detour is this. It's not this street. It's this.
Okay, sir, if I can just get you oriented, unless the state objects. That little dot down there on the far right-hand corner, no, keep going, far corner, right there, the corner of Church Street and Central Avenue. See it?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the spot where the officer testified the violation took place. Does that give you a frame of reference?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so we were traveling south. The barricades are there. We took the detour. The pile of gravel, which was huge and caused people, was right here. So it actually forced drivers to actually go around this pile of gravel. The stop sign is back here.
All right. So there was gravel all the way around the stop sign?
No, the stop sign sits back. It's one of those intersections to where,
The stop bar
the
is
stop
back?
bar and the stop sign would sit way back. So that way, trucks or if whoever needs to use that detour, when there is a detour, I assume, I used to work for ODOT a long time ago, I assume that's probably why the stop bar and the stop sign sit way back.
Back, all right. And so then continue your testimony about what the situation was with the gravel that would have prevented anyone from stopping at that stop sign.
Well, my son stopped at the stop sign. There was heavy traffic, of course. It was Friday afternoon, so there was heavy traffic through here. I was riding in the passenger seat. I wasn't really, he was just driving. We were both, he goes to school and I work at the same place in Mount Vernon. So we were coming through here and I wasn't really paying much attention. I noticed that he did stop, but there was traffic in front of us that kept going.
Would you please put in X where you believe your son came to a full stop?
Right.
All right.
Where he was at the stop sign. And then there was traffic in front of him that was also moving as well. And there was traffic behind us, of course. So my son had to kind of go around, because that's what I commented. I said, Will, look out for the pile of gravel there, because I didn't want, we have a lower, sedan, so I didn't want him to hit the pile of gravel that was there. So he made the turn. We were, again, there was heavy traffic going both ways. He was, actually going below the speed limit, I think, at that point. And then he got pulled over right there.
And that's where the two cars represent that?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You can resume your seat. Do you have any further questions?
No further questions. I would also like to present some physical photographic evidence.
And you'll be given an opportunity to do that in a moment.
Okay, sounds good.
You may cross-examine.
Thank you. It's Mr. Matthew Clark.
That's correct.
Morning, my name's Mike. Just some clarification here. You're not disputing there's stop signs there on that date and time? There was a stop sign, correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, there is a stop. I pointed out there is a stop sign
In fact,
there.
there were 2 stop signs that day, isn't that right? Stacked on top of each other?
I did not see a second stop sign.
All right, and it's your testimony that your son in fact stopped at that stop sign, correct?
The one that sits back, that's correct.
Okay. Do you understand under the local code, he must also stop before entering any intersection? Do you understand that?
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. But there is a duty to come to a full and complete stop, not a rolling stop, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And sir, do you have any additional questions based upon the questions the other side just asked?
No, Your Honor.
So are you
No.
finished with this witness?
Yes, I'm finished with the witness.
All right. Is this witness under subpoena to the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, that means you may step down.
Thank you.
And you're free to go if you would like to. You're now released from your obligation to testify.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would that mean he is allowed to now stay in the courtroom? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, certainly. And so, sir, do you wish to testify on your own behalf and present evidence?
Yes, I would like to present evidence.
All right. So then step up to the witness box and our bailiff will swear you in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Yes, go ahead and present the evidence that tanks your case.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, or under penalty of perjury.
I swear.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name,
William Clark, C-L-A-R-K.
and state your full home address.
Northeast Newark, Ohio, 43055.
Thank you.
And Mr. Clark, before we get into your full testimony of your version of events, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. I want you to step over here so I can understand everything you're saying. Use the black marker. Black will be your color here. And as you tell me what happened, show me that, and then later on, I will look at your pictures as they relate to that. Okay? So you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you coming from?
So, to confirm, I was a bit more brown than anything, but
Well, that's okay.
I can confirm I was heading down North Main Street, some prior context to that. We usually take 586, if I remember correctly. It's a more country route, connects closer, but due to the nature of having been shot in Mount Vernon, we decided to use the typical, through Utica Village route on North Main. We noticed the obvious, detour signs. We proceed down the Church Street, where I do stop here at the indicated stop sign. I'll mark it as well, even though it's been priorly marked.
Yeah, just put your color there.
Yep, I
Alright.
stop here. As to confirm my witness's testimony, the commentary about the gravel pit, or the gravel pile on the corner there is made.
Would you agree to the drawing? If you do not, will you alter the drawing to represent what you saw that day?
I believe more looks like this.
All right. Okay.
So yes, I stopped here. There was a vehicle ahead who had already entered the intersection, so I was very much forced to stop here. And then as that car pushes on, I travel here. I hit the lights and sirens of the officer. I want to say like right about here. I pull in, like ultimately, I pull in. Is it okay if I make a correction to the streets as well a bit?
You, in your color, make whatever you want to reflect your testimony.
Ultimately, I believe the actual section is a lot closer. It's not as related, but.
But remember, this is not to scale. We
Yeah.
all know that.
Okay.
So if you're objecting to the scale of the drawing,
Yeah,
I
that's
get,
fine.
yeah, that's okay, I get it.
But yes, to confirm that, then we end up getting pulled over here, which I apologize for, pulling in the intersection. I thank the grace of the prosecutor for not, incurring more on that.
All right.
But generally speaking, yes, this is my version of events. Following the signs of the Church Street, or following the signs of the detour at Main Street, stopping here at the indicated stop sign, following through, getting the lights and sirens after, and pulling over.
All right.
And I can present my physical evidence here to confirm especially the distance of the stop sign at that given.
All right, first you need to show that to the prosecutor, okay, showing your photos.
There they all are.
So what I'm gathering from the explanation, and granted I can't see the dry erase board that they're all drawing on, but what I'm understanding from putting the testimony and the descriptions together is the stop sign was about 5 to 10 feet off the curb, and there was a vehicle ahead of Scooby-Doo's handler, Shaggy. We're going with Shaggy. Michael Furberger said it fits perfectly. So Shaggy stopped behind the vehicle that was ahead of him, but then didn't come to another stop when he got up to the crosswalk of the intersection. So he had assumed, because he stopped only one car length behind, which was the equivalent of the distance the stop sign was from the road, that sufficed. No. By law, you stop behind the vehicle that's in front of you, and then you stop again when you get to the intersection. So yeah, that's where he went wrong, in my opinion.
And then we will mark them as your exhibits.
They're already marked as exhibit.
Oh, did he
And
mark
it's
them?
exhibit A.
Thank you.
Collectively. You can go back up.
Wonderful, thank you.
So it's.
And, well, yes, sir, I may.
Got it. And this is the other intersection, it looks like. Or is this the?
This will be pretty much, this is the same intersection.
Okay.
He's just at the corner.
Just a different perspective.
Yeah, this is basically, he's sitting right at the edge of the Church Street parking lot.
All right, thank you, thank you. May I approach the?
Yes. And sir, you're gonna get your exercise today because I am going to ask you step over here and testify about these photographs. Ask the prosecutor to also approach.
Certainly.
So that I can see them while you're talking about them.
Mhm.
All right, so sir, if you'll step right up here, this is a microphone that's recording everything. And let's go through these one by one. And then show him first, then hand it to me and tell me what it is.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very frontal view of the stop sign and gravel pit, or gravel pile as pulling up to the stop sign here. I want to indicate the coverage of the...
Sir, I can't see.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Here's
no, I
that.
need you, if you're gonna point something out, I need to
You gotta
see
fan
what
away.
you're pointing out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So as you can see here, I think the main thing I want to indicate about both of the two parts of this picture is the gravel pile and its partial coverage of the pedestrians crossing and the relative distance you can see from the corner of the actual intersection to where the stop sign is placed. And if we remember from the prosecutors or the witnesses, prosecution's witnesses prior testimony, if the lack of indicating of a stop bar, you must stop at the physical presence of the stop sign. Here is another photo. Oh, first. That is just simply another angle of it.
All right. So if I'm understanding your testimony correctly,
Mhm.
you say you came to a full stop back here
Yeah.
and then just continued through this intersection
That-
after you came to a full stop back here.
At the presence of the physical stop sign.
Thank you.
And that's why I put on my physical diagram there was in fact a car in front of us at that time. It would have been very hard, obviously, to force my way through another car to fully run or, California stop that intersection.
I see. All right. Do you have any other photographs that you want to present to show the?
Here is another of the gravel pile. I do believe that you can indicate there, and I stress the coverage of the actual intersection, how
Yeah.
it hides where the actual boundaries of that intersection may be. Here is another photo of that intersection.
Thank you.
And I understand the purpose of that as, to help prevent trucks, but the way it was covered and the general quality of it, very much so was a point of care and concern for me visually and as a driver. Obviously, driving a Passat, I can't remember the exact year, unfortunately, but a low-level, low-riding sedan, riding that curb, could have been
I see.
potentially damaging to the underside of my car.
All right.
Ultimately, these are just some other photos, collective photos of the actual intersection.
I think
area
these
around it.
three are very representative.
Yeah.
Of,
Those are the ones that I believe are very...
representative of the intersection. Absolutely. Okay, thank you. Any objections to
No
the
objection.
admissibility of the exhibits? So your exhibits are admitted into evidence.
Thank you.
Sir, do you have anything else you'd like to testify to? Step right back into. Do you have anything else you would like to say?
I believe, I think I've made very much so the strongest point of my argument here in the court today, but I would also like to stress that during the nature of the festivities with the Homecoming Fest, the placement of the detour signs, which are of course a very bright and vibrant, dark orange, they were more, I think, clarifying and indicative of where to go, but also due to their placement at the actual, the way that they were placed was, obviously we have the one, may I approach
Yes.
the whiteboard again?
Use this, just what you were using.
Yes. Use this one. Right. So obviously you have the sign here. We also had a sign here for that indicator of detour. And I would like to stress how, due to the presence of gravel pile here, the sign here as well, and with my stopping at a prior stop, the stop sign as where it was physically located in my testimony, there was a lot of visual visual noise and other things to take notice of as a motorist, especially as a motorist who self-admittedly was not familiar with the area at the time, and with the fact that it was detoured as well. I have self-testimony of never having driven through Utica before at that time, it was not unlike usual.
Thank you, sir. And you may resume the witness box. You may cross-examine.
Thank you. Mr. Clark, if I understand your testimony correctly, you indicated that you came to a full and complete stop at that stop sign, but then continued through the intersection, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't stop before you crossed that crosswalk, correct?
Yes,
Yes, you did not. You continued through, you did not stop.
did not stop.
Okay. May I borrow those photographs, Your Honor?
Yes.
And I'm not trying to crouch you, Mr. Clark, I just want to, we're kind of limited. You testified that this was a large pile of gravel, is that correct?
Yes.
There's gravel on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bumping out into the road. Your car is standard height off the ground, correct?
It was bumping out into the road.
Sure, but it's not piled up as to cause a hazard in the road, is it, right?
Disagree. I think it was.
You think it was, you think, point to me where the giant pile is then, sir.
Right here, in fact, where I would indicate that the problem comes into the fact where you cannot accurately see where the curb and the road begin.
But you can see where the crosswalk is, right?
Partially.
You can see the crosswalk that extends across the intersection, correct?
Partially.
It extends across the full intersection right here, sir, from the gravel pile across the way.
Question, Your Honor.
Sir, you need to answer the question first, and then if you have a question, I can answer it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, I can see it here through that picture.
Thank you.
All right, now, do you have a question?
How does this relate to my trial?
If it didn't, I would stop it. Okay, so that, questions are permitted in a wide range of areas in a trial. It's my job. If you believe that this is outside the scope of your trial, I will consider that a formal objection to the question. And under Ohio law, I will overrule it. He's entitled to ask these questions.
Okay.
And certainly, for this stop sign, there's no stop bar indicated on the ground, is there?
No.
Okay. Thank you. And that's all I have for this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Now, sir, you get an opportunity to offer additional testimony based on any questions you were just asked. So do you have anything that you want to say about anything he asked you? Obviously, you disagreed with it. So what do you have to say? What would you like to say to respond to it?
I apologize, Your Honor. I don't know exactly the procedure with this. I do have a question of its really addition to the proceedings and so I wonder if it's more of an objection I should offer to you or is it less of more of a question I should offer to you?
What is your concern, sir? I can assist you. What is your concern?
I just wonder how it relates to the proceedings of the case as the actual citation was running a stop sign.
Correct. And that is part of the ordinance requirements.
And your defense is that the massive gravel pile was covering the crosswalk and therefore you had to go around it and couldn't stop at the crosswalk because you couldn't see it. So, yeah, all of the prosecutor's questions were relevant to why you ran the stop sign.
And so it's relevant to what your duties are when you come upon a scene that looks like this. The ordinance covers that. So he has to ask all the questions to cover all of the alternatives in the law. It's totally appropriate. Once again, if it were not appropriate, that's my job to stop it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? So,
At that point, no further questions. Or no further
all
questions.
right.
I don't have any recross, Your Honor. I would like to recall
All right.
Lieutenant Bell
Thank
at the
you.
appropriate time.
And, all right, so now, sir, you step down, resume your seat. And we will turn to the state's rebuttal evidence. That means evidence that rebuts any evidence presented by the defense.
Lieutenant Bell, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Remember, you remain under the oath that was previously administered.
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Defendant's exhibits. If you just take a look at those and familiarize yourself with them, I'll ask you some questions to follow up.
And I'm going to ask the same thing if he's going to testify about the photos, if you would
Okay.
step forward so I
Yes.
can't see them from here.
Sure, certainly.
Thanks.
And I'll stand away for you here.
Yeah, and we don't have a big screen or anything. All right.
I have Val. All right, Lieutenant Bell, looking at this.
Mr. Clark, can you see everything here? Just, yeah, okay.
All right, Lieutenant Bell, looking at this particular intersection, which intersection is this?
This is the intersection of Church Street and North Central Avenue. That photo was taken while on Church Street facing eastbound.
All right, and is this the infamous gravel pit that we're talking about, gravel pile?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not the judge, thank
Sorry.
you. Does this, can you describe the height of the rocks, if any, here?
Just normal size, normal gravel.
So just pea gravel on the road?
And the only reason they're here in the gravel now, because normally they start over here. And this is, I think he said testified this was on a Friday. This festival started, the detour started on Tuesday at noon is when we shut down the roadway. So all this is stuff that's been pushed into the roadway from semi trucks going over this curve.
And so for the court's edification, when you were talking about on your initial direct examination about the two signs, where were the two signs?
So I stand corrected. I did not notice that they did this year. Normally there's a stop sign here and one right here. You can't really see this other one. Stop sign that's right over here. That one still has two. But I stand corrected. They did not put two on these other three this year.
All right. As far as this angle, this next angle here, which intersection is this?
Same intersection. So this photo is actually taken from, he's standing at the corner. This is Central right here, and this is Church Street. So he was coming this way here.
Based on your experience with how the traffic intersections are laid out in the city, how far is approximately this stop sign from the intersection itself?
From that crosswalk, I'd say maybe 5-10 feet if that.
Okay. So to say it was, quote, set back a ways, is it set back so far that it's an unusually placed in your experience for stop signs?
No.
Okay. So, and as far as the defendant's conduct here, under the statute, must stop at the stop sign. Did he stop at the stop sign?
No, he did not.
Did he come to a complete stop at the intersection prior to crossing that crosswalk right there?
No, he did not. As I decided previously before, his tires never quit moving at stop sign or at the intersection.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Thank you, and you may resume your seat. And sir, you may ask any questions you would like. Do you have any questions, Mr. Clark, of the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. And the state may call its next witness in rebuttal.
We have no further rebuttal witnesses, Your Honor. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we'll now turn to closing argument. That's the opportunity for each side to argue what the appropriate law is and how this law was or was not violated. You may proceed on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's section 331.19. I believe the court has a copy of that. I think the relevant germane parts, except when directed or preceded by a law enforcement officer, every driver of vehicle approaching a stop sign shall stop at a clearly marked stop sign. But if none, before entering the crosswalk or near side of the intersection, or if none, at the point nearest the intersecting roadway. There's testimony here, Your Honor, from Lieutenant Bell. He's familiar with the area. He has extensive training, law enforcement, familiarity with Utica. Testified that there was no stop here. Further testified that the defendant continued his course of travel through the intersection without coming to a stop crossing that crosswalk itself. The defendant himself admitted that he did not stop as he came to that intersection. So ultimately, Your Honor, we're asking for a guilty finding here today. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And sir, why do you believe, this is your argument for what the evidence showed and why you believe you did not violate the ordinance?
Well, as you heard, I believe that as a driver and as a motorist, I had stopped at the physical stop sign, which by the persecution's definition stands at least 10 feet back, which could fit a full car length. And I stopped completely at that point and I continued on with my travel. The indication of the citation that I received was a failure to stop at the stop sign, which I believe, like I said, that I had stopped at, and that the physical conditions of the road and the physical area around me, in fact, made me extra careful to do so. And by all intents and purposes, I proceeded as the laws as they are written, as to the best of my ability, where the physical stop sign was located at the lacking of presence of a stop bar.
And do you have argument in rebuttal?
Your Honor, ultimately, just because it's labeled as a stop sign, that doesn't mean that that's exactly what we're talking about here. The statute, the ordinance is a little more specific. In this case, we don't have a stop bar. Yes, there's a duty to stop at the line, but the statute or the section also reads that if there's not, the driver must stop at that point at the intersection nearest to the intersecting roadway. I think there's clear testimony that the defendant did not do that in this case. So we renew our request for a guilty finding. Thank you.
All right, so in consideration of the codified ordinance that is the source of the allegation in this matter, first, the court wants to point out Ohio traffic laws, what's called strict liability law. That means the Ohio General Assembly has decided that there are very few, if any, excuses for violating a traffic law in Ohio. Including emergencies. I mean, courts have even included bad weather isn't an excuse. So I just want to make it clear because Mr. Clark indicated that he believed he had performed his duties as a driver. And what we're here to discuss is not driving behavior. We're here to discuss whether or not that driving behavior violated a law. The court finds that the ordinance does require multiple things to comply. It requires approaching an intersection with a stop sign for the driver to come to a complete stop of the vehicle. And also, after having stopped, if that stop sign is not immediately adjacent to the intersection, the driver has the additional responsibility before entering that intersection and approaching the roadway to yield all right-of-way. So you do not have the right-of-way there to simply go around because the ordinance says there's no right-of-way created for the right-of-way is created for the traffic on North Central, not for the way you were operating your vehicle. So you were required to stop again under this ordinance at that line, and the court has reviewed your photographs, and so there was nothing here that prevented you from stopping, such as a wall or some type of, there are obstacles in the roadway, that's clear to me. These do not rise to any level in Ohio law.
I told you his photos tanked him. The pea gravel on the road, he was afraid it would damage his sedan. Yeah, that's not a thing.
That would be a defense to failing to obey this ordinance. So the court does find that the ordinance was violated and that the state demonstrated that by the requisite proof. We'll proceed now to penalty. Does the defendant have any prior driving record?
I think he has one speeding ticket in 2023, Your Honor. The state's looking for a reasonable fine, would commend him on his ability to conduct himself here today. Did a great job as far as presentation of the case. So I understand the disagreements. It is what it is to a certain extent. So we would defer to the court as to the ultimate penalty. Thank you.
And then, Officer, do you have anything you would like to say with regard to penalty?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, Mr. Clark, I would say that I agree with the state in this respect. What he just said is that you came here with a good faith belief that you didn't violate the law. And you came here and you did a wonderful job of presenting your case. You were incorrect, but I want to commend you for doing what you did do in the way that you did it to preserve your rights and to make certain everything was done here. Since you have no significant prior record and all of the facts and circumstances here, instead of the $150 fine, I'm going to impose a $75 fine plus the court costs. And then taking into consideration all of the circumstances here, in consideration that you were attempting to drive in a responsible way, and the court believes you were, but you did commit a violation here. they were specifically looking for, because not all people who commit that violation are responsible drivers. So this gentleman will take you down to the clerk's window for payment of your fines. And your photographs have to stay here because they're now entered into evidence in the court. Sir, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you're free to go, and the bailiff will walk you down there to complete your
Door right
paperwork.
there, right here. Yeah, and your dad can come with us.
The next matter is State of Ohio versus Marlon Kelsor. Sir, are you Marlon Kelsor?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Kelsor, you're before the court today for arraignment under case 25 CRB 01473. You are charged with 3 offenses. 1 of domestic violence, 1 of aggravated menacing, and 1 of child endangering. These charges each carry up to 6 months in jail and fines of up to $1,000 on each, for a total of 18 months in the county jail. You also face fines of up to $1,000 on each on the charge of domestic violence. Any conviction for domestic violence could result in any new offense being treated as a felony rather than a misdemeanor. Sir, do you understand the charges that you face and their associated penalties?
Yes, ma'am.
You got the right to get a free lawyer. Would you like to apply for an attorney, or will you be hiring your lawyer?
What you said the first time?
You've got the right to have a free court-appointed lawyer, or you can choose to hire your own lawyer. What would you like to do?
The free one, ma'am.
All right. There's paperwork there that you will need to complete. Has anybody given that to you yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You'll need to complete that paperwork to apply for a free court-appointed lawyer. And the court has reviewed a formal bond request on behalf of the Office of Newark Law Director. And bond in this case is set in the amount of $35,000, cash or surety. And if that is posted either by cash or by a bail bonding company, if you are released, you are ordered to have no contact by any means with Jatavia Woodruff, Marlon, and juvenile by the initials of EW. And you are ordered not to possess any firearm. Any violation of those bond conditions could result in your bond being revoked and you being held without bond in the county jail until your case is over. Do you understand your bond conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions here today?
Can I get OR?
No,
Because
no, not for allegations of violence involving weapons. No. So, any other questions about your case?
Yeah, I was wondering. I got work tomorrow, so if I pay the bond today, I can get out by what time?
Yeah, if you pay the $35,000 today, you can get out.
That was an absolute true bless your heart moment from the judge.
So that'll be up to the jail to process that. So yes, you're free to post your bond. Just remember the bond conditions if you're released. And fill out the paperwork. We'll get you a lawyer as soon as possible.
Okay, I got some more questions. Like, I can talk about this case, right?
No, sir. That's what your lawyer's about. So you need to talk about the case to your lawyer. Your case is just starting in the system, and your lawyer will give you advice.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that'll be all for today.
I told you that was all so much fun tonight. You guys were so hilarious. Oh my gosh. My stomach hurts from laughing so hard. Yeah, I could just hear that from the judge. Bye-bye now. Yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Oh my gosh. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. I just I just love that. Oh yes, you can pay the $35,000 and get out. Absolutely. Yep. And but fill out that paperwork and we'll get you that free lawyer. And don't forget your bond conditions. Oh, aren't they all so great? I have the absolute best subscribers, friends, channel members, family ever in the whole world right here on this channel. Oh my gosh, everybody was so much fun, so funny. Oh, you guys just didn't stop. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight and keeping me laughing. I think replay crew are gonna be a little bit confused on a few things. That's okay, they're used to it by now. Oh, thank you so much, Eileen, Carlin, honey. Thank you. Hey man, at this point, I would settle for a roll of pennies. My bank doesn't even have them anymore. I I I, I keep going to the banks and asking for rolls of pennies, and they don't even have them now. They're out around here. So I'm gonna have to skip town and go to a new town and start asking for pennies. But then they're like, you have to be a member. And I'm like, to get $1 worth of pennies? So yeah, if anybody's bank has pennies, feel free to send me a roll of pennies. I'll be the happiest person in the whole wide world because I can't get them anymore. Thank you so much. I only have it because of you guys. Yeah, they're getting there. They're getting there for sure. Now that they're no longer made. Well, you get those United States Postal Service, the flat rate cardboard envelopes, and just stuff them all in there. Tape it up real good. No matter how heavy that package is, it's like $7 or $8 to mail it. Just fill it full of pennies and send it to me. Please, everybody, please. My address is in the description and on the link tree. Actually, more than that. Yeah, it's more than that. It's like, what is it? 9 or 13 cents per nickel. So nickels will be the next one. Nickels will be the next one they cut out. The person who has pennies. Oh, you guys, I love you all so much. Oh,